and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another session with Sean Taylor, the Innovator, your home inspector motivator. What's going on, my friends, family, colleagues, home inspectors, future home inspectors, anyone that's looking to tune in, get a little bit of motivation going on here? Hello, all the way from Michigan there. I would like to start this segment off with a positive quote, a quote by a great motivational speaker that I have enjoyed watching and following for years, the one and only Mr. Les Brown, who says, when life knocks you down, be sure to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. So today, home inspectors, friends, family, colleagues, we are going to get up. We're going to stand on something today. And what I want to talk to you today about is very serious. Usually I'm, in an upbeat, ready to go type mode, but today I want to talk about something that's pretty serious, and that is making sure that you are protecting yourself. So I want to know, how are you protecting yourself, home inspectors? When you're going out in the field, how are you eliminating lawsuits? How are you eliminating liability? What are you doing to protect yourself? Because lawsuits are real, my friend. Lawsuits are real. So what are you doing to protect yourself? And there are many ways that one can protect themselves, but we are going to talk about how we protect ourselves in the home inspection industry. And we do that with a simple form. I have a few forms like this, but we particularly use our pre-inspection agreement forms. If every inspector who's watching this video right now today, if you are not giving every single customer that you go and do an inspection for a pre-inspection agreement for them to follow and go through each bullet on that pre-inspection agreement to let them know what's going to be involved in that inspection and what is not going to be involved in that inspection, not only are you doing them a disservice, because most people don't really know and understand what is all involved when they hire a personal or a private inspector to come out and do an inspection. A lot of people just don't know. And what do we do as professionals? Our job is what? I said our job is what? Our job is to educate the customer or the client. Point blank. Whether it's doing an inspection on the house or talking about the process of the inspection, our job is to educate them. Most people think that a home inspector deals with code violations. No! But how would they know if you didn't tell them? Most people think that we deal with regulations. No! But how would they know if we didn't tell them? Most people think that we go beyond a visual inspection, that we're just going to go in this house and tear it all apart, lift the carpet up, check the wood floors up underneath and all that. No! But how would they know if we never told them or taught them? So it goes back to communication. And my training classes, of course, I got to bring up my training classes because I think it is just phenomenal and the information is priceless. But we need to know how to communicate effectively. And when it comes to the pre-inspection agreement, the client or customer needs to know everything that's involved, so it takes out a lot of questions or concerns that may come about after the inspection. So we need to involve them in every part of the process, from understanding the pre-inspection agreement, letting them know that this is a visual inspection, that we do not lift up the carpet and see if the floor is damaged underneath. But we are experienced enough to know that if there are issues, if the floors are weak, there are things that we can do to be able to figure out what's going on under there. But once again, it is a visual inspection, and if we find issues or deficiencies, we do what? That's right. We make recommendations. Once again, we inspectors, we are not specialists. We are not the heating and cooling specialist. We are not the licensed electrician. If you have those certificates, and that's great, then yes, you can make further comment. But the average home inspector, you are a generalist, which means that you know a little about a lot, for the most part. So, getting back to the pre-inspection agreement. So, we want to let them know that this is a visual inspection. And my pitch, what I usually tell to my customers is, I'm going to go through this entire house, front to back, top to bottom, cover all mechanics and everything in between. But I will not take anything apart, except for me, I take two things apart. And this goes back to the standards of ethics with the National Association of Home Inspectors. But I let them know I'll take the furnace panel apart so I can see the fire, possibly try to get some understanding if the heat exchanger was broke, if I see water or whatever going on. So I take the furnace panel loose, and I also take the electrical panel loose just so I can see how the wiring is done behind there. But everything else I will not dismantle. Why? Because we don't know how any contractor has assembled anything. That's the first reason why we don't take anything apart, because we don't want to be reliable or responsible for repairing something that we have taken apart that was maybe rigged in the first place. So not only are you protecting the client with the pre-inspection agreement, but you are covering yourself. Also, once again, I briefly talked about some people think that this is a code inspection or deals with regulations. No. Whether the plug is 36 inches off the ground or not, that is not our concern. Our concern, really, we just off of safety, but we want to make sure that the plugs work for the most part. And so, once again, most people think it's a code inspection or we deal with regulations. No! How else does the pre-inspection agreement cover you? It covers you because it states specifically, well, I know mines do, is that pre-inspection agreement and the inspection is between the customer who signed the pre-inspection agreement and the home inspector. There's no third party that can come in and review your reports and dismantle your report and say a whole bunch of negative things and try to sue you based on your inspection. So that kind of eliminates and alleviates a lot of things from happening, because it's specifically a binding contract. Your pre-inspection agreement is a binding contract between you and your customer. No third party at all, unless you give the consent for them to send it to a third party, but usually they have to have your consent. What is something else that is in the pre-inspection agreement that covers us? One of the other things is, most people think that because you're doing a full thorough home inspection, that you're covering termite inspections. Some even think that you're going to do free radon tests. Some people think, mold tests. But your pre-inspection agreement covers all of that. It tells exactly what the home inspector is going to do, what his job and function and his performance will be, and it's going to tell you exactly what he is not going to do. Once again, he is not here for termite inspection. But guess what? If he happens to run across it, he will make note of it in his report. But his job is not to look for termites on his inspection. And it's a difference of doing a home inspection, speaking and talking about mechanicals and roof and things of that nature, and not including your termite, because that is something that we don't do unless, once again, you're a termite inspector and you have the credentials that follows that. Then by all means, that changes the scope of that. Then yes, you can make a lot of mention of that, and that may be your niche that just kind of helps you and makes the customers feel pretty good having you there, that you have those extra qualities and skills. So what else is on the pre-inspection agreement? Let me think. What else is on the pre-inspection agreement? I think those are the most major things I just really want to cover. Those are the most major things that pretty much what's all going to be involved in the inspection, what's not going to be involved in the inspection, and just being able to effectively communicate that to your clients. Once again, our whole ordeal is to build relationships and to be able to communicate effectively. So with that being said, I thank you all for tuning in to this series here about pre-inspection agreements. If you want or need further training, if you're just starting out and you're looking for a training, please feel free. You can visit our training site at SeanTaylor.teachable.com. We have home inspection training. We show you how to build your business with home inspection. We show you how to build business credit through your home inspection industry, and we also show you how to do marketing as well in your home inspection industry. So with that being said, I will love to leave you guys in the words of one of the great philosophers, Allen Ginsberg, who says, "My friend, that just is the way of life." So I will see you, yes you, at the top.